Okay, so our fourth topic here is all about trig and the Pythagorean theorem. So I'm going to start here with using this right triangle, and we're going to solve for this unknown side x down here. Since we know both sides, we're going to go with the Pythagorean theorem to be able to solve it. A squared plus b squared equals c squared. Keep in mind that c is always going to be the hypotenuse, the side over here that is opposite of the right angle. So 11 is our hypotenuse here. That must be C. A and B really don't matter which one's which. I'll say A in this case is 4 plus B squared is our unknown side. So we can go ahead and solve this. So we have 16 plus B squared equals 121. We're going to subtract 16 from both sides. We get that B squared is 105. So B, our unknown side here, is going to be equal to the square root of 105, which is 10.24. We don't have units here because we don't know what the other sides were measured in. Moving on to our next problem here. Here we have one known side and angle, so we can't use the Pythagorean theorem, but we can use some trig. I'm going to go ahead and start here by labeling my sides. So the long side is always the hypotenuse. This side here is going to be my adjacent side, the side that is touching the angle, and then the side directly across from the angle, that's going to be my opposite side. So in this case, I know my hypotenuse, and I am looking for my adjacent, and so I'm going to be thinking about good old SOHCAHTOA. Since I'm looking for the adjacent, I know the hypotenuse, I'm going to use the fact that cosine of an angle is equal to the adjacent side over the hypotenuse. So I can say cosine of 25 equals x, my unknown side, over 9. I'm going to go ahead, put this over 1 and cross multiply, and so I'm going to find that x is equal to 9 cosine of 25, or x is equal to 8.16. Make sure that your calculator is in degrees mode here, since we're dealing with angles that are in degrees. If it's in radians mode, you'll get the wrong answer here. Moving on to the next problem, I'm once again going to identify my sides here. So x here is my hypotenuse. 7 is going to be my opposite side, again because the angle is looking at that side. And this other side here is going to be my adjacent side. So in this case, I know my opposite side. I'm looking for my hypotenuse. Opposite hypotenuse, that's going to be sine. So I'm going to start with sine of theta is equal to the opposite side over the hypotenuse. So I'm going to say sine of 40 is equal to 7 over x. I'm going to cross multiply once again, and I'm going to find that x sine of 40 is equal to 7. So dividing both sides by sine of 40, which remember is simply a number, I'm going to get 7 over sine of 40. I can go ahead and use my calculator now, and I find that x is going to be equal to 10.89. One last problem here with trig. Once again, I'm going to identify my sides. I have my hypotenuse I don't know anything about. I'm looking for my adjacent side, that side touching the angle, and I know my opposite side in this case is 8. So, know my adjacent, I'm looking for my opposite. I'm going to start with tangent of theta is equal to opposite over adjacent. And so I can say tangent of 35 is equal to 8 over x. Cross multiply once again, and I get that 8 equals x tangent of 35. So dividing both sides by tangent of 35, I find that 8 over tangent 35 is equal to x. So I solve that and get that x is equal to 11.4. And there we have it.